Hello, this is Kate, and welcome to the Ordinary Earth Song. I hope you're well. I'm playing around with different setups, moving the camera slightly further away because it seemed like my hands were right there. Anyway, I'm going to stop being silly Billy Willy faced, and I'm going to carry on with what I was planning on doing, which is just a general reading today. I'm not going to do pick a card because I'm not really fancying it or called to it. I don't know. It's just not happening. I'm going to use probably. I'm going to use a different tarot deck. I don't know why, but I am of the mind to use the Star Child Tarot. These are beautiful cards. I'm going to use those, and we might use the archetypes. The first, so I've been writing, as some of you may be aware, and one of the documents I've been writing has been called Flow. Flow is basically channeled information that I've been writing for a couple of years now. There's around about 80,000 words in it, so it's not super long, but it's long enough for a book, right? But I was curious today because I've been toying around with some other things I've been writing, putting them into Copilot and just asking, summarize this. So I thought today, I played around with it, and one of the things I thought was I'll put flow into Copilot and ask it to give me the themes within the document because it's so long. I've been writing it and it's been coming out for such a long time. I thought it would be interesting to see what the themes were. So I'm gonna use the themes for future readings. The first theme that came up was living beyond the mind, and I want to read you the summary of that Copilot gave me. So this is directly from the text that came from the writing I've been doing from the channeling that's been coming through over the past few years. So this is living beyond the mind. There is a state of being that exists beyond thought, a place I call no mind. It is not empty, nor is it silent. It is simply free of the noise that distracts us from what is real. In this space, everything happens in the present moment. There is no past or future, only the unfolding of experience as it arises. In no mind, life becomes fluid. Events move through us like water, and we respond not from fear or conditioning, but from intention. We become the center of our own experience, not controlling it, but allowing it. It was interesting when I put this document into Copilot and asked it to give me the themes. It's interesting that the themes that have been coming out have been very aligned to the readings I've been doing. So I was just meditating and the idea came, use the themes in the readings. So that's what we're doing. I'm just putting the cards back. I actually can't see. This is great. The camera is so high up now. I can't actually, because it's pointing down, I can't actually see what it looks like on the screen. So this should be interesting. I'm going to presume this is the space I can use from there to there. Okay. So the theme, living beyond the mind. It's the first theme that appeared from my writing, from the text I provided. Ooh, first card. And we're only going to take that one because it came face up. Awakening. Awakening. Awakening to no mind. not controlling it, but allowing it. We become the center of our own experience, not controlling it, but allowing it, allowing our experience in no mind. Life becomes flow. Events move through us like water, and we respond not from fear or conditioning, but from intention. We become the center of our own experience, not controlling it, but allowing it. That's living beyond the mind. There is a state of being that exists beyond thought, a place called no mind. It is not empty, nor is it silent. It is simply free of the noise that distracts us from what is real. It is free from the noise that distracts us from what is real. The noise that distracts us from what is real is the mind. Being in a state of no mind is being free of that noise. In this space, everything happens in the present moment. There is no past or future, only the unfolding of experience as it arises. This is flow. This is fluid. Oh, that one wanted to come out. Page of Wands. It's interesting. The pages are all very youthful and they go and they're adventuresome and stuff. And she looks like she's about to go through this portal. My first thought about this card was, this feels like the complexity of the mind, the patterned mind, that the reflective, repetitive patterns that we go through in life. And we're talking about no mind. We're talking about living beyond thought, living beyond the mind, living beyond the things that tie us to the noise and everything that distracts us from what is actually real, what is actually happening, what is actually going on. The distraction, the noise, distraction and the noise, the repetitions, the pattern. And it's by going through that portal, she's going beyond it, she's going through it. She looks like she's thinking about potentially not doing that. She's distracted herself. Look, she's distracted from the thought of even attempting to go through that. She's distracted by someone saying, hey. But being in no mind is awakening. It's allowing us to be outside of distraction. It's allowing us to be outside of the noise. It's allowing us to function with intention that isn't distracted, that owns experience and allows that to flow. Awakening to our potential, because we've all got this potential to move beyond the distraction and the noise of our minds and of life, because life is distracting. Our phones are distracting, work is distracting, our patterns, our thought processes, our need for comfort and repetition and safety and security and surety, the surety of knowing the pattern we're in is going to take us to the expected next result that we want. And living in no mind may sound a little bit scary, right? Because it's free flow. It doesn't really exist within the mind. It's the no mind, living beyond the mind. Provides a source or a means for evolution, for growth, for personal seeking, for discovery, for nothing else is coming out of the deck here. Let's try one more shuffle. Oh! And again, I'm going to take that card. 9 of crystals. Interesting. Now, are crystals, I don't know if they're pentacles or wind swords. Hang on. No, it's not. So yeah, they must be, crystals must be pentacles, because everything else is just called what they're normally called. Let's see what this says. The message, a wonderful card. The 9 of crystals represents the culmination of all your efforts and hard work. You have learned an abundance of knowledge along the way, which has led you to a heightened state of spiritual awareness. Through the exploration and manifestation of your dreams, you have found your place in the universe and are radiating joy. You can now look to the next stage of your life with a fresh perspective. Perhaps you will want to spend more time in nature or with people you love. Perhaps you will take a more spiritual route in your learning. You are aware of a larger scope of your being and are ready to move on to the next phase of enlightenment, a time to enjoy life's simple pleasures. Like that, on to the next phase of enlightenment, because enlightenment doesn't end when you get to a specific spot. It doesn't go, oh, right, you completed your journey. You are here. It's not like that. It's a phase, and every enlightenment moment is a new phase, because you've revealed a layer, and you'll be able to see it clearly, and that means that you can move into the integration stage. And once you move into the integration stage, you integrate the enlightenment into your being, into how you exist, into how you present yourself, into how you live, into how you think, into your mind. Once you've integrated that, you can move into the next phase of revealing the next layer or the next veil that you can pull off. And it can be a painful process. It can be an easy process if it's one that you've chosen. It can be a process that you can go through with choice, even though it could be difficult. You've chosen the difficulty, which means that you're aware of it, and therefore you can make choices around that experience. If you're not aware of why you're experiencing something difficult, the difficulty itself highlights the things that you need to confront, go through, work with, to pull back another veil, to reach another level of enlightenment, because it's all phased. Interesting. So 9 of crystals. Let's see what it says about awakening, shall we? 20. Okay. Awakening is the understanding of your inner divine intelligence. You can look back on the choices you have made and identify the lessons you have learned with each step, advancing towards your own spiritual growth. I mean, oh my God, that's literally almost word for word what I was just saying. Okay, but it goes on to say no more fears, no more doubts, no more self-judgment. I mean, that would be great to reach that point where there is no more fear, no more doubt, and no more self-judgment. I think it will take a few levels of enlightenment and a few phases of enlightenment to even get close to that. But it's possible. I think it is probably possible. I'm not there myself. I'm pretty certain there are people that are there. I can't say for certain that everybody would 100% never never experienced fear before again, never experienced doubt, and never experienced self-judgment again. But I guess it's something to aspire to. This is a time of transformation. Through elevating your thoughts, speaking your truth, and connecting with your divine light, which ignites your dreams, it is the beginning of profound changes. From each stage of learning, you may find yourself at a crossroads on the verge of making an important leap forward. This also includes this also indicates that something you have been anticipating is finally getting closer. Divine wisdom comes from relinquishing the negative feelings you have been harboring towards others or yourself. Holding on to guilt, fear, or resentment cannot serve you in any way and prevents you from connecting with your higher self. a time to release the old attachments and practice forgiveness. Interesting. Because the mind holds on to the guilt, the mind holds on to resentment, the mind holds on to the memories of the reasons why you have those resentments and guilts and shame and humiliation and negative thoughts and negative thinking. The mind holds the fears, the doubts, the self-judgment as well. The mind holds all of that, and what the topic of this whole reading is about: living beyond the mind, living with no mind, living in a state of or finding a new state of mental and spiritual awareness that allows you to live with intention and without the mind interfering or distracting on one level or another. And the reason I'm pausing in between is because I don't feel like this is a full message, because sometimes as I'm speaking it's a bit like I become aware of the human concepts coming in that are missing the point of the message. And as I'm speaking, my brain is going, that's not necessarily 100% true. That's like, well, yeah. And it's just like, and I'm noticing when I'm getting in my own way and interpreting the message. And it feels disjointed, and that's when the message starts going, because I'm it's sort of a little internal battle with my ability to just allow the words to come out. I don't know what I think. Partly that is to do with, I'm very aware that there's human interpretation involved. I'm the human, obviously, and the thoughts I'm having at any one time, or my ability to interpret the world and what's happening in front of me, is the filter with which the words are coming out of. And I've been becoming more and more aware recently of that filter, and I think I've had some self-judgment things myself going on, I guess. Actually thinking about it, I've got some of these cards out, so I can't actually use that deck because I'm not going to take them down from where they are. So I'm going to use my cards. Because I don't feel like there's more to come out of the tarot cards. Oh, I could be wrong. It feels like this is an opportunity for awakening. It's an opportunity to strip back a layer or a veil to achieve another level of understanding, another level of deeper inner guidance and wisdom, because this is all inner. This isn't stuff that's coming from an external source. This is personal, inner, divine led, kind of personal. Opposition literally flew out. What's the opposition? What's antagonizing? What's the conflict? Where does the judgment lie? So this is the thing. So I'm stopping myself from speaking because I'm judging. I can feel it. I can feel the judgment. I can feel the judgment of the words. I can feel it like a barrier. It's a barrier that puts doubt in there. It's a barrier that instigates a feeling of incompletion, and it's creating opposition, which means that the words don't come out properly, or they don't come out with the best of intentions, which is disingenuous in and of itself, right? And that's what it feels like. It feels disingenuous, even if it's not meant that way. Surrender. Allow yourself to relax, surrender, and integrate. Allow yourself to relax, surrender, and integrate. Be of no mind. No mind would allow the flow to happen, and the mind is getting in the way. It's a stopping all the words from coming out within the spiritual context that they're meant. And it feels like the spiritual context is lost because the mind is getting in the way, and the mind is going, oh, you can't say that. You shouldn't say that. Are you sure that's correct? Are you sure this is what people need to hear? Are you... It's just activation, being triggered. You need to start surrendering, start integrating, allow it to happen, allow it to flow, and be of no mind. Being of no mind isn't easy though, is it? Because the mind is power, the mind is everything we know about ourselves. The mind is influence. The mind is everything about us. The mind is the power of who we are. It's powerful because of those things. And because it's so embedded in our being, it's hard to just be like, I'm going to exist in no mind. And I guess that's what meditation's trying to achieve. It's trying to achieve a state of calm, no mind tranquility, where you switch the brain off. I've always found that the best meditations, although the ones where you are silent and you just breathe into the silence and stuff, are brilliant. And I really like those because they allow you to connect and find that deeper level. I find the ones where you are essentially just listening to or for the internal guidance, allowing the mind to wander and ruminate, allowing yourself to let your imagination go, allow yourself to just exist in the moment. Those are the times the brain has a chance to switch off, but then something else is allowed to become active. And what that other thing that becomes active is I think, for me anyway, it's conscious awareness. It's 0 point consciousness. It's the inner voice, inner guide. And I allow it to talk me through the meditation because I allow it to resonate with me. I allow it to take me on the journey. So that this means that the meditation isn't a silent affair. It's one where I've told my brain it's okay. You can experience, allow the body to experience the situation that you're in. Allow your body to experience the stillness. Allow your body to experience the sound, the heat of the room, the feel of the fan, the noise of the fan, the smells. All of those things, those are body centered. Allow yourself to experience those things, and there is nothing else. Allow yourself to experience the body's sensations, and there is nothing else. Allow yourself to experience that, and there is nothing else. And then slowly your mind settles down, and if you allow it, there's something else that comes in and just starts talking and allowing the experience to happen, just allowing it to happen, just allowing it to happen, and then eventually it will take you on a journey. You need to stop expecting expectation on the journey. This is one of the things that is hardest to do when you're switching the brain off. The expectation of what you're going to experience can be the one thing that keeps pulling you back, that keeps pulling the mind back in, because the expectation of what's going to happen, or what you think could happen, or where you're going to go, can be a catalyst or a trigger towards your mind coming back online, and therefore the meditation won't carry on. Expectation can also be, just because it's duality, right? Expectation can also be a catalyst towards the expectation that you are just going to allow these things to happen. The expectation is that you'll go into a state of meditation, you'll switch off, you'll be able to switch the mind off for a little bit. It's not permanent, it's just a little bit, and allow the experience to happen. That could be an expectation as well. So it's two sides of every coin, right? Allow yourself to explore. Integration again. Open up, and you'll find yourself at a crossroads. You'll find yourself at a point where you become aware of how you exist as something beyond the human mind, beyond the human experience, beyond the human programming that you've integrated into who you are, because you have just accepted that the body is experiencing stuff right now. You've been able to shut down the mind a little bit and allow this other experience of who you are to come in and guide you through the rest. And that's where the imagination really comes alive, and you become open to the experience. And that's a real crossroads into a new journey. And it may help pull back some layers, take some veils away, and to achieve a new level of self-understanding and enlightenment and all that jazz. So this is all about awakening. This is all about reaching this level of self-acceptance on a different level to the self-acceptance we have as a human. We've got our human acceptance of self. We've got our human, this is who I am. This is what I believe. These are all the things. These are all the reasons why I believe what I believe. This is another level of self-acceptance. This is accepting that there's another level to you, and that you can become aware of that other level. And that by acknowledging that, and that by being aware of that other level, you therefore allow yourself to evolve into a new state of being. And it will take you to a crossroads where choices can be made with awareness. The crossroads of choice. Stay as you are, go in this direction, go in that direction, whatever you choose to do. But you can do that with guidance. You can do that with an understanding of your inner voice. You can do that with an understanding of your ability to hear that more clearly. And this, I think, is about clarity. It's about being on the journey. It's about the fluidity of the voice in your head that is talking to you at all times, but you don't always hear because you are distracted by the mind, because there are these other things happening in the world, because there's all this stuff going on. Distractions are all over the place. Therefore, the mind could override or distortion. The mind can override or distort the messages that are trying to come through, because we're not able to hear them without the interpretation of the mind getting in the way. That's the distortion that happens. So the mind distorts the messages that are trying to come through, And the distortions are always based on things that we have put into the shadow, or believe about ourselves, or believe about the way things work, or believe whether we've been told. But if we allow ourselves to allow the messages to come through when we have no mind, when we have no thought process that could interrupt or overlay or disrupt the message will be clearer. It will become a crack in the lens that 0 point is projecting through. And the crack allows, even if it's only momentary, the crack allows some clarity to come through, and for the projection through the lens to be slightly purer than it would be normally when the lens is perfectly in one piece. And when the lens is in one piece, it means the mind is there, the mind is the pattern, the mind is the repeated self, the mind is the lens is the mirror of who we think we are, and it's the mirror of who we think other people think we are. When there's a crack in the lens, there's a slight opening, and the opening allows a clearer projection to come through, which, if we're in the right state of personal centered being, we will be able to hear more clearly. And the more we do that, the bigger the crack can become, or the clearer the lens becomes, and the more we'd be able to be in a state of no mind. In fact, no mind would become the state of mind, which would be less distracted by external things, because external things are essentially the things we're choosing to be distracted by, that we only see what we look at. We only see the things that we concentrate on, and the things that we concentrate on are the things that are important to us, or that play on our mind, or that worry us, or we're afraid of, or that we are concerned about, or all the things or the things that we like, the things that we want to do, our desires. It's all the human stuff, which is great. We can't really function without that, but we can function with that in a state of clarity. It's possible to function in a state of clarity where we have identified the mind, but we can create the crack. I don't know. I hope that makes sense. It makes sense to me. I mean, it makes perfect sense to me. But, I guess when the messages come through, they're not just words, they're pictures, they are knowing, they are they are definitely images, and kind of, it's really hard to convey the whole message in words. But all I can do is keep trying. Because I keep trying. And oh, look at that. I've just noticed a deck called Reflection that I have not used. This is a mindful deck. It's called Reflection. That's back to front on purpose. Mindful ritual cards. I haven't really used these. I got them because I thought they were beautiful, and quite frankly, drop the book. They are beautiful. Now, let's see. A mindful meditation card, mindful ritual cards. These are beautiful cards. I wonder who made these? Prism and Fleur. There isn't really an author. Anyway, let's just see what. Oh, two. Okay. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Authenticity will always be your greatest asset and your most honest guide. I have no idea if you can see that. Replace judgment with curiosity. Yes. Replace judgment with curiosity. Replace the judging mind with the seeker. Because once you start seeking, you allow yourself to find. And if you're doing that in your authenticity, if you're doing that with a cracked lens, if you're allowing yourself to explore with the knowledge that you don't know everything, there is something to find, then your greatest asset will be your most honest guide, because you'll allow the guidance to come in and come through. And then you can integrate that. We've got integrate twice here. Again, I think I had integrate twice in the last reading. I did. Interesting. Maybe I should. No, I'm not gonna remove one of the integration cards because I quite like it when they come out like that. Okay, I don't think anything else is coming through here. No. Okay, that one. You will never regret self-respect. That's true. Why would you regret self-respect? I mean, come on. And are you respecting yourself by being open and honest and able to... Are you respecting yourself by being open and honest and able to switch off the brain, switch off the mind, just for a little bit, to allow an authentic inner part of you to come out with clear guidance that you can hear and that you can express in words that you understand, and that allow you to feel the truth of what you're being told, because it is a feeling. It's a feeling your body reacts to. It's a feeling. It resonates. The feeling of resonation. For me, that feeling feels like an expansion in the chest. It feels like tingles up and down my arms and down the back of my neck. It feels like the top of my head has been cut off and replaced by a light that is shining into the sky. When it's fully intense, that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like I've become a torch, I guess. Wherever my head goes, the beam goes. It's a great feeling. And I think, everyone probably experiences it differently. But you know what that feels like for you. You know when you've read something or you've heard something and it resonates, because you get a feeling. Sometimes the feeling is stronger than other times. But the feeling is still there. It's the knowing. It's the deep resonating. Anyway, is that everything we're going to cover for this message, living beyond the mind? Yes. Yes? No. Okay. No. It's this one. Retrieval. Reawakening, rebirth, renewal, revival, regeneration. Come back, come back, come back. Come back to yourself. Being in the mind means that you are not being 100%, or you're not fully under the awareness of who you are, or the whole of as many parts of you as possible. Sometimes the mind can be very aware of every part of you, and therefore your brain is going 10 to the dozen. But come back, come back, come back. Feels like a message. It sounds like a message, doesn't it? What are you coming back from? So someone here that feels like they've been away, feels like they've been cut off, feels like they haven't been able to fully integrate or embed or get a hold of or hang of something to do with all this. Like there's a frustration that, it feels like a frustration that means that switching off the brain or switching off the mind or going into a state of no mind, which is probably it's not a mystery, it's not a new thing. It's not like everyone, and no one's ever heard that before. There might be a frustration there for someone who's been trying to get there and feels like they haven't actually achieved it as yet. What advice would there be for this individual who is struggling or in a... That one came out with such force, I bent it. Unveiling, uncover, visibility, release. Release. What they're releasing. Releasing a need for control. I'm just going to allow this to flow through whilst I'm shuffling. And then control. There seems to be a need for a specific direction or seeking a very specific experience or wanting to have what someone else has expressed or kind of voiced or experienced, and finding that impossible actually, because you actually can't experience what somebody else has experienced. You can hear what they've said and you can understand their experience was whatever they said it was, but there's no way you can experience exactly the same thing because you're a completely different person. You have different neural paths, you have different thought processes, you have different life experiences, you have different ways of understanding reality. There's all sorts of reasons why you cannot experience something exactly the same way as somebody else has experienced it. It's a desire. It's an unrealistic desire, an aspiration, a yearning. And that yearning and that desire and that need to, I've just got the words, fall into the bracket of the experience that has been shared, because that feels like a complete experience, and it feels like it's something to attain, it's something to achieve, it's something to get to. The words coming through are let go of the desire to be what other people have been and what other people have experienced. Let go of the desire to become something or be something or experience something that is outside of your current realm of experiential ability, and allow yourself to grow into who you are and your ability and your experiential fundamental self, so that you can attain your own level of experience in your own way, at your own vibration, in your own time, with divine timing, with internal guidance, with allowance, but without desire and the longing for something that somebody else has had, because it is that is holding you back. It is that is stopping you from really achieving what you perceive to be a level of enlightenment or a level of experience. So this is the advice. There's an internal resonance that sits within each of us. And as I said earlier, it is different for everybody. Whatever your internal resonance feels like. So that means when you have read something, when you have heard something, when you have picked something up and you're like, oh, I need to keep this, or you've read something and it makes your body react in a way that feels wonderful to you, and that isn't an everyday experience. That's kind of it's a signal from your body telling you you're in alignment, you're vibrating at a level of resonance. Now that is your key. That is your, if you want to call it, your light key, your vibrational key to who you are, to what you resonate with, to your vibration. And that is a pathway that you can follow, apparently. You can come on. And you can use your intuition with that pathway because it resonates with you. It's a feeling, it's an awareness, it's an instinct. It's personal. Your intuition is different to other people's intuition as well. There is no one intuition fits all. So I've had to close my curtain. The sun was beating on me and it's hot. So yeah, if there is someone out there that is struggling with trying to recreate an experience that somebody else has had, or even trying to recreate an experience that you had, because whenever you had that experience, you've moved on from that person, that place, that vibration. Trying to go back there in frustration is definitely stopping that from happening again. You have to keep moving forward, and moving forward means listening to your intuition, allowing yourself to resonate, allowing yourself to vibrate, allowing yourself to follow the guidance, an internal no mind guidance, and no mind guidance that is not attached to other people's way of experiencing or thinking or doing. That is, no mind is allowing you to release the mind expectations and desires, preconceived concepts and ideals. Release those. Find a way to release those in your way. There is a way of doing it for everybody. And find a state, if you can, where you can flow, where you can hear your intuition, where you can hear your inner spiritual guidance, where you can hear your inner self that's trying to, with clarity, give you a message and you need to give it access. The crack in the lens, give it access. Allow yourself to hear what's being said by momentarily switching off the brain somehow. Integrity, credibility, and emotion. The body can give you the clues and the keys to the emotional awareness you need to do this, because the body is what resonates, the body is what vibrates, and the emotions are in the body, from the body. So they are a direct link to what the body is trying to tell you. Credibility, reliability, integrity. Those are the three words. Reliability and integrity are really popping out on that card for me. Even more so than credibility. Reliability and integrity. So the thing here is that these types of experiences are repeatable, but only if we allow them to be ever so slightly different every time. So in a strong sense of integrity kind of gives us a need for things to be the same every time. Because that gives us the sense that they are credible, that they are in integrity, because they are the same. And because they are the same, we can trust it, right? But everything changes constantly. We're just not aware of it because we like to repeat things. We like to repeat things because they are the same. They are safe. We know that they are safe because they are the same. And we've had the experience. We want to have the experience again. Fantastic. When we have the experience we're looking for, we try to repeat that experience. We want it to be the same because we enjoyed it the first time. It's never going to be the same, especially with higher self and connection and all that stuff. It's always going to be different. So you have to allow it to be different. I allow it to be different every time. If I try and force it into a box, if I try and force it down into a keyhole to be a specific key every time, it's not going to open the door because the lock is always changing. So the key I put into the door has to change with it. How do you know what the shape of the key needs to be? We do it with no mind. You do it with allowing the hand that's holding the key just to know that when the key goes into the hole, it's going to be the right shape. And it will be a different shape to the last time, but this time it will go into the hole and it will be the same, it will be the right shape. It will open the door, and when the door opens, there'll be a slightly different view. But it's good because it means that that's evolved. It means the view's evolved, you've evolved, the message has evolved. Your understanding has evolved. And with evolution, there is change. And every change, there is a wave. And every wave, there is a new possibility being drawn from a potential. You are the potential drawing forward. The more you draw forward, the more change there will be. So you're going to have to keep trusting that when you put the lock into that, the key into that lock, it's going to fit every time and it's going to open the door. But it's going to be different every time as well. Because things change. It's the only constant in the universe is change. And some would say time, but time is not constant because it's relative. Just to be pedantic about it. Anyway, I think that is everything. Okay, fantastic. Yes, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you for watching. I hope this was useful. Yeah, and take care, and I will see you again soon. Take care.